VP are just not that interested right now. Last night when VP beat out Vikings, they played 2 Phantom Assassin games, and it looks like they might play a 3rd Phantom Assassin game. But instead, they go with the Omni Knight instead. It could still be a PA. It could be a PA or a Sven. Alliance, they're going to have to choose something, and they might actually just end up taking the PA right now themselves.
Yeah, I'm expecting the series to be hotly contested between these two. I want to ask them, what's with the lack of Sven picks today? Is it just really that figured out in the grand finals of the Epic League?
I think teams are a lot better at controlling the triangle and taking the ancient camps away. That's one of the big things. So people are kind of like trying to stay away from that if they can. And obviously creating new strategies with Omni Knight would surprise your opponent more, right? They're not going to know like how to deal with those as quickly as they would know how to deal with, like, let's say a Sven or something.
Okay. Well, let's need to decide their opening. I mean, that Undying's been banned out. The Lena's been banned out. Those have been probably the 2 hottest first picks behind the Omni Knight in this tournament so far. So we'll see what direction Alliance want to take things in. Something like the PA obviously is very likely, but then Alliance don't tend to. Either they take Nico Baby's hero really early, or they'll take it 4th. That does seem to be their pattern.
They must have known though, like this was an opening that Virtus.pro would do, right, with similar bans, because they've gone really deep into their reserve time on the side of Alliance. Normally, we don't see teams doing that in the first pick, because you're normally the night before you would sit with your team, and chat or whatever, like talk about the possible drafts, what could be banned, what we want to draft, and such things. But it looks like they really got caught off guard for a little bit. They went with a clock pick, and VP instantly go with Sven. I fully expect a Phantom Assassin pickup from Alliance right now, because if they don't, I think they're going to be playing with a subpar carry for Nico Baby against the Sven Omni Knight. And VP, they're so happy. They got their bread and butter, man. They got the Omni Sven. Like PA, they draft PA when Sven is gone, and now they have the option to get the Omni and the Sven. They don't even need to think about the Phantom Assassin. They're just going to play their game. They're going to get their timings faster than the PA could. They're already looking so good right now. Alliance, 50 seconds already into their reserves. At Death Prophet possibly, or yeah. They go with the DP. They don't go with the PA. I was thinking like it's either PA or DP here, but they're just same thing like Nigma did, right? You want that Siphon, you want that ulti to battle up into the Omni Knight and the Sounds. But that being said, Sven is a very good hero against Death Prophet once he hits his timings.
Yeah, I like it quite a lot, and I like the idea that you can kind of counter Sven's ultimate with your own ultimate. The nice thing about DP is that usually when you pop your ultimate, if they've got a Sven, they're forced to commit because they've used God's Strength. But sometimes you're in danger of popping the exorcism and the enemy team just disengages. You don't get that option with Sven because of how God's Strength works. Once you've popped it, you need to make the fight happen. You need to go in. You need to start fighting. Yeah. And sometimes that's not always possible.
Sven most of the time ends up like 3-shotting a Death Prophet if he has a pretty decent game. So
true.
It could easily backfire, right? When you pop your Exo, you have to also run into the Sven now.
Yeah.
And you have to like cast spells and do things in the fights. What Alliance need right now is they need a lot of pick-off. They need ways to kill this Omni first. They need ways to kill everybody else around the Sven first. And then the Death Prophet with the Exo can be chasing the Sven down, because the Sven can't really man up into like 3 or 4 heroes when he's being outnumbered. So I want to see Alliance have these heroes that can, move around the fights very easily. Ench Oracle bans. So to save the purges, that's what they're getting rid of right now. Not banning PA. Very interesting. Very interesting, because Nico Baby PA. That's what he's looking for.
Yeah.
He loves playing that hero.
It is scary. It is very, very scary. If Virtus.pro aren't banning this PA, then they clearly have a very good idea on what they're going to do. A very good idea on what they want to do to counter it.
Yeah.
What the idea is, though.
They already got that Sven buffer. What they're looking for on VP is probably like an Invoker. Oh, Invoker got banned out. Yeah. Good bans from Alliance. So Invoker and the Viper. Like, these heroes provide a lot of team fighting and can buy really good buffer items for the Sven too. Heavenly Grace is one good buff, but more the merrier.
Mm-hmm. Buff that
Timber.
guy up.
Ooh, that's a good ban against the Sven and the Omni.
It is.
I like that. VP really dislike Enchantress. That's like one of the heroes they hate playing against. I think it has to do with Epileptic Kid, because Epileptic Kid's heroes are not really that good against Ench for the most part.
Yeah.
And
They
also
played
Enchantress.
it a fair amount. I think they were one of the
Yeah,
first
they
teams
do.
to start playing in Epic League.
Yeah, that's true. They like Ench was starting to die out, and then they just brought out Ench with like 4 other big team fighting heroes and constantly ran the Ench's creeps into the enemy carries jungles and like pretty much annoyed the hell out of them, right?
Yeah.
And because they know how good Ench is, they constantly ban it as well because they know what the enemy can do against you, and they don't really want that, like, because they got their playstyle down for this patch. I think BP at the end of the day was the number 1 team who like figured out this patch at the end, you know? Like
Yeah,
Secret obviously
for sure.
won for many tournaments, but near the end, like Secret kind of stopped picking like these meta-y stuff where BP like only played the meta drafts until the very end, and they won the last, tournament because of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they definitely have a really good read on this alliance. I mean, I imagine S4 relishes this opportunity though. Like, this is a guy who loves drafting against other fantastic drafters, so he's going to be enjoying this. And
he's a 5-head. That's what S4 is. He's like the real 5. There are some players, like let's say you play chess, you're gonna do the very good moves and just not make any mistakes, right? Like, but S4 will try to find that creative edge that he's gonna like okay, Keeper of the Light. That's another hero that we saw that was really good against Omni Knight, right? That status assist not affected by the ulti of the Keeper. Mm-hmm. So they're really picking up a lot of things that Heavenly Grace is not going to have very good impact against. That's their plan right now in Alliance with this DP and the Keeper. And it's pretty nice to hold down BP's heroes too when that EXO comes out now. It's good. I like this Keeper pick. BP though, they're gonna
maybe the genius players are picking Coddle because they think it's gonna get buffed, and then halfway through the game, Coddle just suddenly feel really strong, and Sven's gonna get nerfed, and he's gonna feel awful. Imagine if that's how it works. That'd be great. So suddenly one of your spells changed. Like what? Oh, patch dude, didn't you hear? Oh shit.
I saw so many people in Twitch chat writing the patch is out, trying to debate everyone.
Yeah, I did that.
And then
the break.
I'm pretty sure there's somebody who's like opening up their Dota 2, checking if it's updating or something.
Yeah. That one really naive person which falls for it every time. Like, they keep telling me, but I can't see it. I mean, they wouldn't lie to me over Twitch chat, would they? Anyway, we've got a Phoenix picked up from Virtus.pro, so this is kind of their answer to the Coddle, it feels like. Or maybe it's also nice versus Clockwork as well. Whoever he jumps on, you can just throw in the Sun Ray, and all of a sudden that Clockwork kind of traps himself in his own oven, and you're healing up his target, which is always very nice.
Keeper used to be pretty nice against Phoenix because you can mana leak him, right? Yeah. But the mana leak now for the Keeper is a bit different because that's also your mana that you're taking away because you rather give yourself mana. It's like the same spell, right? So probably won't be seeing that a lot being thrown onto the Phoenix, and Phoenix pretty good in the lane against Keeper too. Well, that's the one weakness of Keeper of the Light. It's not a good 5 to like support your carry with. It just isn't. But yeah, now they got a PA. They get a 4th pick PA on Alliance. Like, this is insane. VP are so confident that they're just gonna own this Phantom Assassin. They really like know what matchups and what things can beat their strats, and watching this makes me believe that BP, they don't care if Nico Baby has a PA. They feel like their heroes are countering the PA. That's how they feel, because they're allowing this hero to go this far.
Yeah,
instead of it being banned.
Like, to be honest, straight off the bat, how do you think this lane looks? Because it doesn't feel great to me, does it? PA with Coddle versus Phoenix Mars? That sounds painful.
It really doesn't look too hot, honestly. I think Keeper of the Light is a pretty cool hero when he's played with like the position 3s, because those heroes don't mind you blasting their lane, right? Some position 3s like it when you shove their lane into your opponent, so the enemy's being pressured, you can get all the creeps and you can pull the waves, right? But when you play Keeper of the Light in the safe lane, it's a lot more awkward, because if you shove the lane, if you shove your carry's lane, he doesn't get that bonus anymore, and then the Keeper's small camp pull normally is not going to be available. So I want to see if Alliance are going to change something up, get the keeper to go in the offlane and have the Clockwork be the safe lane support in this game.
Yeah, there's possibility of them kind of changing things up a little bit, but yeah, no, I imagine this is just going to be pretty straightforward for Alliance. Just a little bit of flex in the DP, and that's really it. Virtus.pro, their draft is even more straightforward. There is nothing surprising coming out from these guys, I'm fairly sure.
Dragonite banned out. That's something Alliance can flex with the DP and the DK and the DP. BP gonna have to pick their mid laner next. I'm expecting Kunkka is not that good for GPK to pick this game because there's a Death Prophet. Okay. Death Prophet is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, what else of Virtus.pro? I mean, all right, really popular mid laners. I mean, we've seen Zeus like 9 out of 10 games out of the past like few days. So Zeus has always got to be considered. That said, doesn't really look like a fantastic Zeus game for either team, so probably not going to expect that one. I reckon it's probably
Clockwork.
Alliance are going to grab SAPPHIRE. Is my prediction.
I think VP, they're pretty good with like a Void Spirit this game. It's a very good hero here for them.
Yeah.
SAPPHIRE, that's not banned out. I would love me some GPK SAPPHIRE.
Yeah, for Virtus.pro as well. I'm sure if they don't take it, then Alliance will.
Yeah. Well, Alliance is going to be picking after, so they're going to just look to counter no matter what hero VP pick, right? So there's going to be a lot of options for Alliance.
All right,
they ban out the Void Spirit.
Ember. All right, Void's banned. And
Quap. Ooh. We have not seen this hero in a very long time.
Yeah.
Let me take a look at when GPK last played Queen of Pain in an official.
I've certainly seen
he has not played Quap for this team.
For the in Virtus.pro?
Yes, in Virtus.pro he has not played Quap. In the last month he has not played Queen of Pain.
Okay, so weird.
This is his first game.
I'm fairly sure he played it in ESL 1 Birmingham when he was playing for Gambit. I certainly remember him playing quite a lot back then, but yeah, a long time ago. And now the Puck. The classic Puck Quap matchup between GPK and Limp. That's going to be an interesting
one. Good
lockdown. Yeah, very, very good hero against the Queen of Pain, I would say. You've got the leash, you've got the ability to dodge dagger. It's just generally a pretty good matchup across the board, really.
They're waiting to pick who will go mid and offlane, I think, for S4. At the end, they still decide the Puck versus Quap matchup. It's good because, you got that phase shift to dodge the Queen of Pain's Shadow Strike. It's still a very skill-intensive matchup. Quap can still do very well, and there's going to be a lot of bursts from the Queen of Pain against the Puck, too. We're going to be seeing a lot of crazy stuff happening mid lane. And now they got the Death Prophet and the Clock versus the Sven and the Omni Knight. Very good lane for Alliance there, at least.
Yeah.
The DP range hero versus the Sven Omni.
So, where do you stand on these drafts? Who do you think has the advantage, and who do you favor?
They're both good, but I think VP have a little bit of a more solid, like a firm draft in this game. Keeper of the Light, I saw have a lot of impact yesterday, but I'm still a bit shaky on the hero.
Yeah.
So just very slight edge here for VP's draft, I want to say. Alliance, they need to do some cool stuff. Like, they need to really bust out everything they have to get the early advantage and keep on pressuring VP from there. Like, Puck can't afford to lose mid, that's for sure. S4, he needs to take that early game range hero versus the 2 melee dudes and like really try to punish up the Sven and maybe take that tier 1 tower early on so they can create plenty of space for Nico Baby, because Nico Baby is not being buffed up in this game.
No.
There's actually no buffs for Nico Baby.
Yeah, that is my concern as well.
Yeah.
There's just like a Sven with Heavenly Grace, and Heavenly Grace is one of the best buffs you can have on a Sven. Meanwhile, Nico Baby has nothing. I mean, I'm sure S4 will get a Solar Crest, but that's probably going to be it. And I'm sure someone will buy a Solar Crest for the Sven as well. So in the head-to-head matchup, I think Nico Baby is going to feel a little bit weaker. It all depends on how these lanes go and how the early mid goes. It's going to be a huge indicator on how this game is going to play out. So let's get into it. Game number 1 in this best of 3 elimination series here in the OGA Dota photo pit. It is Virtus.pro versus Alliance battling out against elimination. The loser of this series is done in this tournament. Their chances are gone, and that'll be them out. So let's get into it.
And the winner will play against Team Liquid. Not Team Liquid. See, Team Nigma. I still,
wow, that was,
it's been over a year, and I still imagine them as Liquid, you know? But yeah, Team Nigma. They'll be playing as Team Liquid. Team Liquid did not play in this event.
No, they did not. No, they did not. Alliance and Nigma did, however, that little triad of exchanges. So down at bottom, you got S4 and Handskin hanging out, just kind of looking around. Ilias and Epileptic Kid, they are also giving them some vision,
30 seconds
setting eyes on each other and seeing if anyone can steal a rune from one another. This top lane is going to be the Phoenix and the Mars, that old classic combo. Very, very strong though. It's classic for a reason because it just works. It just works. The arena with the Supernova later on, and in the lane, it's just kind of a lot of harassment. The Mars really appreciates heroes which can help him feel tankier, and the Phoenix does exactly that with the Fire Spirits and the Sun Ray later on.
The battle begins.
My focus still is going to be probably on the Keeper of the Light. I think there's going to be a lot of kill potential on him. If he ever gets Gods Rebuked, like if he gets close enough for Mars to cast that spell, he's just dead. Right? This hero only has 500 HP. Yeah. One of the worst starting HP pools in the game. And then mid lane, Puck versus Queen of Pain matchup. This is always so nice to watch.
Yeah, Puck generally has the advantage in this lane, but oftentimes we'll see people just not leveling the dagger. As we see here, Scream of Pain is going to be the starting point. So, mid lane pretty sleepy, and of course bottom lane we've got the Sven and the Omni Knight laning up into S4 and Handskin. Handskin of course on the Clockwork, and S4 on the DP, just going to be sucking away with the Spirit Siphons. 2 melee strength heroes makes this DP feel very strong down here at bottom, so I imagine Alliance are going to do pretty well in this bottom lane.
Exactly, and Hanskin already playing the creep wave, as we see pretty much every single game with the position 4 hero. It's going to bring that in front of Death Prophet's tower. Yep. And S4, like they don't really have any kill potential onto S4. S4 really has to mess up big time in order to actually die. But yeah, he can just constantly right-click this Omni and Sven without having to worry too much.
And I was doing a local UK event about a month ago, and one thing we noticed in that tournament was none of the position 4s were really pulling the creep waves for their offlaners, and they'd be in these like unfavorable matchups, or even sometimes favorable matchups, but still losing because they just had creep control the entire time. And eventually somebody decides to start doing it, and then they're like, oh, and then everyone starts doing it the whole tournament, and everyone's pulling the creep waves past. They realize it's pretty damn good. Not something you want to miss out on. Hanskin doing a good job disrupting this Sven, who's trying to just farm peacefully between his 2 towers. And S4 just laying into Ilias a bit here as well down at bottom, as these Radiant heroes are getting a little bit battered by Alliance. Have plenty of regen.
Knight. He did go for a Bassi level 1. Just for that extra mana regen for the Sven and the Omni Knight. Gonna be a little bit slower to his other items though. But that's okay. They're just looking at XP in this bot lane for BP anyway. Eventually Sven is just gonna get out here and just go start jungling.
Hitting up them creeps.
How's top looking? Nico Baby, pretty low. He does have a healing cell for himself. But pretty even so far, I would say. And the wave is in front of Nico Baby's tower, so he's going to be happy with that.
Yeah, definitely. And we see, FNG immediately going to utilize the fact that Nico Baby's just farming under his tower. This frees him up to go and do all the stuff. He can make stacks. He can be more efficient in the lane. He's going to make the double stack here. Like, this is why you want to have lane control when you're playing in the safe lane, because it stops your support having to just babysit you, allows you to get solo XP, because there's just no threat of you dying. So you can just get back under that tower easily.
Yeah, nice stacks already from FNG. They're also planning an early ward and a sentry there. So if VP ever decide to go there, plant a vision, it's going to get dewarded right away.
Oh, yes. S4 taking a bit of damage in response, but Hanska just coming in, gets them both inside the cogs, and SL is going to be able to stick a straw into the both of them with the Spirit Siphon and just start taking away their HP. Nice trading again from Alliance in this bottom lane as they continue to lay the pressure onto these Virtus.pro heroes. So back in towards...
I wonder if... I was gonna say, I wonder who's gonna be actually taking these stacks, but it's most likely gonna end up being the Puck. Right now, he's got pretty much full resources. Quap still waiting for that bottle to come back. A little bit low on health at the moment, and in 10 seconds, the rune is gonna spawn. This big rune right now for the mid laners.
Yep, let's see. Save's going to come in and just try and harass up Limp a little bit. Limp's going to throw in the orb, but it's the Invis rune picked up by Save, which is going to end up going in towards the Phoenix, so not filling up anybody's bottle, unfortunately for Limp and GPK. But first blood happens down in the bottom lane as they run down S4. Ilias and Sven get some sweet revenge as Hanskin goes off to try and get the rune, leaves the DP alone, and unfortunately S4 just didn't respect the damage which Epileptic Kid and Ilias could really put out.
Yeah, he got that level 2 Stormhammer skilled up on the Sven. It must have really not expected that to happen. I mean, S4 was pretty much the last person I expected to actually die first. But, you know, BP making a good call there, while Hanskin did have to go help with the power rune.
Absolutely. Absolutely, taking advantage of the fact that Hanskin was elsewhere. So that's going to put things pretty favorably into Virtus.pro's pockets in the bottom lane. They'll be definitely happy with that, a bit of comeback potential as they can start to turn these side lanes around. Hanskin able to secure the bounty rune at least. Yep, and it looks like it's all going to be even Stevens on that regard.
GPK putting a sentry for himself.
Oh, Limp. Now, is he going to TP to the orb and try and steal the bounty? No, he's not. Probably because he knows GPK has the blitz.
He doesn't know.
Yeah.
He also doesn't know, right? There's a bounty there. He might have thought like someone already took it. No vision, really.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen players just try and like invade sneakily, and if they ever think that, hey, you know, this guy's got an empty bottle, they're probably going to be trying to min-max this one out, and I'm going to go and steal it, but not this time. Hanskin trying to wrap around on Swept Black Dakota. They're just going to turn around and drop a bunch of spells onto Hanskin's face instead, so he's going to be forced to cogs defensively rather than wanting to cogs aggressively. And this is really nice, that the way they just see this clock and they just drop all their spells on him, it stops him being able to get anybody inside the cogs, which would allow S4 to get off the Spirit Siphon and the Crypt Swarm. So yeah, I quite like what Hanskin's doing in this bottom lane. Sorry, what VP are doing in this bottom lane.
It's good. Again, a little bit hard to pressure up S4. They killed him one time, but now he's level 5 already. And he's got 15 denies on S4. That's a lot of denies in this lane. And not going to be happy about that. Only level 4.5. He might just go into the jungle now. He's like, alright, this lane looks pretty bad for me. I know the lane's pushing in. There's a catapult, but this is when Alliance can dive me. Omni, you just take over this. If you die, you die, but at least you can get a bunch of XP. And look at Hanskin. He's making the plays too. He knows what the Sven wants to do and just tries to chase him out of the jungle. They just loop right back around.
Down in the middle lane, tries to make the deep dive. He had a DD rune and wanted to try and finish off GPK, but the rotation in from Save turns it in his favor. And they will get that kill onto the Puck.
Wait, that's interesting. Where was his coil on Limp? He just didn't skill it up?
Nope. Nope.
Interesting. He actually went for the level 2 silence instead of the coil. Maybe that's what he actually needed to be able to kill GPK.
And now GPK coming in towards the bottom lane, full HP, full mana, trying to jump onto S4. He has got that Sonic Wave if he wants to try and bring down S4. Needs a little bit more damage than he's got right now. Meanwhile, Hanskin, he's just going to run away on the side, and it looks like they won't be able to actually turn this into a kill, unfortunately. Oh, never mind. Hanskin comes back in. He's going for the TP out. That's not going to happen, Sunshine. Good night. GPK will close the gates with a Sonic Wave.
Mid coil, but
yeah,
that's not a kill. He has a raindrop on the Phoenix, so he's actually very tanky. Look at this, yo, 940 HP. He's not a squishy boy, that's for sure.
He's not, and that's really not how you want to be spending your first few minutes as level 6 on Puck. You know, you want to be making these plays happen. You want to be trying to bring down these heroes, as Coddle's going to help him farm up these big stacks here. Even making another one in the process. Loving the efficiency.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's very good XP and gold for both of these heroes. Meanwhile, Nika Baby getting pressured up top all by himself.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
DM
Phoenix
just
is on the way here too. Yeah, DM's got his ulti ready now. Where would you rate DM as an offlaner?
Radiant are
honestly, I think he's the best offlaner, we've seen come into the scene in the past 2 years. I think he is very, very good.
He's really good.
Yeah, I remember seeing him play mid for a team called Aachen City Esports Club, which was him, Funnick, and I think some German players.
Yeah.
And he was kicking ass back then, and he was playing mid, and he was playing like Sanking and stuff, and trying to goofing around, but you could just see the mechanical skill of this guy was actually insane. And not just that, but he always plays for his team. Like, he always plays for his team. Like, he's never greedy. He can be greedy if he thinks that's what's going to be best to secure the game, but yeah, he's just a guy that wins games. And that's what you want in an offlaner. Yeah, I think DM's a really incredible talent.
He is. I always see him just having such a great game. Doesn't matter what hero he plays. And that's very impressive for an offlaner.
Yeah. And
very nice dude, too.
He's outstanding on as well. Is he?
When I heard him do the interviews.
Oh, yeah.
Very open.
Chill. Yeah, hella chill. Yeah, I mean, he's got a few heroes as well, which he can just kind of play to a much higher degree, as he does so on the Mars here, brings down FNG, catches him out, just uses mobility to get on top of him and get that kill. Mars is one of them. I think Sanking and Axe are definitely two heroes he really stands out
Magnus?
on as well. Oh, yeah. Meanwhile, down the bottom lane, they're looking onto the Phoenix, safe corner in the tree line. They're going to be able to bring him down, but in comes DM, looking for a bit of a retribution play. Turns in with a God Review, but unfortunately he's losing his health. But in comes a Sonic Wave, taking down Samskin, but S4's still perfectly healthy. No, well, maybe not for long. GPK and Ilias trying to chase him down, but they don't want to stay too close because his Exorcism's just constantly ticking through. It looked pretty from Virtus.pro, but in the end, wasn't really that good.
Dude, that level 4 Spirit Siphon, look at S4's build. He does not have that maxed out Quick Storm. It just healed him for so much, right? This Mars has 1400 HP. Phoenix also has a lot of health. The Queen of Pain with that Heavenly Grace is actually feeding back a lot of HP to S4 too. Yeah. So it looked like he might die, but that level 4 Siphon, this build is just spot on from S4 here.
Yeah, he did so much presence. 500 damage in this early game fight. Very impressive.
Yeah. Good use of the first Exo, just forcing people down here. Getting a kill onto the Mars too, who was otherwise unkillable, chilling top lane, free farming.
And the good old Caster's Curse as well for DM there. We spend a bit of time bigging him up and then makes a play which is a little bit not
limp.
Great.
What's going on? Oh, he got the tower.
He's the tower and he will do. Beautifully done with the orb, the jaunt back after getting the last hit onto the tower. Very nicely done from the puck.
And Nephilim the Kid also going to take top tower. But this mid tower dying, that's a pretty big deal. Alliance going to be able to protect their jungle much easier now too. As VP don't really have that instant TP to mid, defend the mid lane.
Limp trying to play around here with DM, but might have taken a step too far. He turns around, drops down the Dream Call to try and interrupt DM. Nice dodge on the Spear. It's not going to be enough to keep him alive though. They will be able to drop the puck. And VP going to be happy about that one as they dive in to the enemy jungle and even start to close out the map a little bit. But thankfully, Nico Baby's farming on the other side of the map. He is predicting the movements of Virtus.pro and playing where they don't want him to be, which is in their safe lane.
Indeed. Sven. He's just going to wait for that Echo Saber first before he starts to play with Ilias on his Omni Knight, it looks like. And I think the Echo Saber is the timing when VP want to take the mid tower back. That's what's going on right now. And GPK also making his way towards an Orchid. He's going to be having a pretty early Orchid in this game. But at the same time, Limp, understanding that, going for the Yule's first item too. Not a Blink Dagger or E-Blade.
Yeah, no E-Blades today. Thompson is playing, I believe, tomorrow. So that's when we'll see our E-Blades. Meanwhile, DM and Handskin having a bit of a lover's quarrel here as the cogs come down. The hook shot as well, just trying to hold him in place for as long as possible. Villiers comes in, throws down the heals, keeps DM alive, and ticking. Alliance won't be able to get that kill.
But I like the pace Alliance is playing at right now. It's not like overly aggressive, it's not defensive. They just, whenever their skills are up, they'll try to go together, make something happen. And FNG has been making plenty of stacks in this game, which has helped them keep up with VP's farming. And PA is going to have a pretty quick Battle Fury. We're looking at what, 15 minutes here? And if Nico Baby doesn't die, that's like a 20-minute Desolator as well. It's really good for him.
Yeah, unfortunately, Sven with the inbuilt Battle Fury is already farming pretty damn quickly across the map on his way towards that Echo Saber and top of net worth currently. But once Nico Baby has that Battle Fury, we'll farm at a faster rate. Are you okay with the way Virtus.pro has played into this PA so far? Oh, yep, hold the phone. We'll
this smoke could be pretty big.
Yeah, this is huge. Hook shot in onto the Sven. Ilias is here to try and heal him up, though. In he goes, but the ultimate pop from FNG trying to stun as much as possible. God's Strength actually being popped from Athletic, and he wants to try and take this fight. Heal comes in. He gets a kill. DA as well. They keep him alive. S4 comes through, needs to finish the job, but can he do so? They will get at least one, but they've given so much for this at this point. Omnite trying to get himself away. S4's being beleaguered. They take down FNG in the back, and now the core come through trying to buy some space, but it's not going to be enough to keep S4 alive. Limp just going to run himself back. Meanwhile, ping's coming out for Nico Baby. He's just farming nearby, looking to maybe get involved if it looked good. It didn't, so he didn't. They stay back, and they're just going to hit that reset button. Although saying that, Nico Baby coming pretty far forward. GPK showing off this Orchid, and also getting the Arcane Rune there as well. So GPK going to be happy with that one. But yeah, I mean, the Sven staying alive for such a long time. They do get the kill in the end, though. So in some ways, it's worth it for Alliance, but they did lose a lot of heroes in the process.
They lost a lot of heroes, and the DP EXO is on cooldown, which means Sven, he's going to finish his Echo Saber in 300 gold, and they're just going to run straight out to the mid tower. If that heal did not come out in the end there, that could have been really bad for BP, because Clockwork would have still been alive, and they would have just tried to go on to the Phoenix together, and at least, maybe if they do lose some heroes on Alliance, S4 could have lived. But because S4 died as well, that's why it looked kind of bad for Alliance in the end. That being said, Nico Baby, he was free farming the whole time. And Sven was dead, so he's very happy. He's got that 15-minute Battle Fury. He's going for a BKB instead of the Desolator. Understanding that Mars, Sven, Orchid, like these are problematic things for him.
And now they go forward onto the Clockwork. That is a dead little robot. Good night, Hanskin. In the top lane, Virtus.pro really starting to get this ball rolling, finding that pressure. This is that high momentum Dota, which you have to fear if you are playing into this squad. You have to be ready. You have to have the counter plays ready. And, well, this is one of them as they drop GPK in the middle lane. Very nicely done onto the Quap by Limp and S4. And meanwhile, Nico Baby's just farming up this bottom side of the map again and again and again. No one is coming to interrupt him. Virtus.pro, they really just want to find kills elsewhere on the map and try and pressure the objectives rather than chasing Nico Baby around the map.
Pretty big kill onto GPK there. GPK not really been able to find the big Orchid play that he would like to at the moment. I think this Orchid would have been nice, like maybe smoking, finding Nico Baby or something, but they've been kind of delaying things on the side of BP while Sven has been waiting to finish his Echo Saber. He has it now, but Quap is dead, and EXO is going to be back up now. Level 12, by the way, on S4. He's almost level 13. Jeez, he's having a great game. And we kind of expected it, right? Laning into Sven and the Omni Knight.
Yeah.
But this great of a game, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, he did have that one early on death, but definitely made up for it. You know, the Spirit Siphon's such a good ability in this game, staying alive through some clutch engagements as well and making some plays with Limp. These two have been doing such a good job of opening the map up for the Phantom Assassin, but now VP are forcing a team fight. They indeed have the Echo Saber and the Master Commanders coming through onto the middle tier 1 tower. Limp is here though with the invis, gets his choices set up. He's going to lock down the two cores, but in comes the Supernova right on the heads with the Arena. Yules comes down, but they're going to be in some trouble. S4 just trying to hold his ground, get as many Spirit Siphons off as he can. He's doing exactly that. GA comes through as a hookshot comes down the backlines. They're trying to bring down the Queen of Pain. Can they do so? No, she flicks herself away. Meanwhile, the Mars in the middle, beleaguered somewhat as they drop down the Sonic Wave. Still not doing enough to bring down these heroes, and they managed to isolate an Athletic Kid as he's trying to run himself away. Not going to happen. Cut down by Nico Baby. A great fight for Alliance. Really beautifully played. They force out the spells from VP, but are able to dodge it. First the puck with the Yules, dodging the Supernova explosion, and the DP just connecting with all of these Spirit Siphons to keep herself alive. And in the end, you know, it's not an explosive fight. Only one kill in the end as the Sven drops, but still, very, very important kill.
I mean, all teams were expended in that engagement, and that was an amazing Will-O-Wisp. That just landed on all of VP's heroes. They didn't want to kill it. They tried to get out of it, but that created a very awkward situation where they didn't have that positioning any longer. VP, you know, like Clockwork, they get their items. They go straight down mid lane to the tower with 5 heroes and Alliance. I think they did their homework. They knew that was going to happen, and they prepared for it.
They did indeed, but... Wow, Virtus.pro, they're meeting their match here, you know? I came into this series thinking that, you know, it has a possibility to be a bit of a stomp for Virtus.pro, considering the form they've been on recently, but Alliance have given their all, at least so far in this match, and Nico Baby is really starting to pull ahead now.
Yeah, he's just a recipe away from that BKB. That fight, even though they only lost to Sven, it's enormous because they made their first 5-man move and it failed horrendously. Because normally when BP does that move, they're actually destroying the game afterwards. Because they will take the tower, if the enemy fights them, they get like 2 or 3 kills, and then they just completely take over the triangle area and everything. So BP, this is the second attempt now.
Yeah, they're trying for it again. They know their cooldowns are slightly shorter than that of Alliance's with EXO in 20 seconds. They're just going to try and bully them off the tower. Oh, Coil actually misses. Nearly catches out save, but not quite connecting. And now I think Alliance just need to leave. But unfortunately, FNG looking like he's going to get left behind. The old man and his horse put to death as the tower shall shortly follow.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
This time they do get that tower, but they did manage to hold off for about 2 minutes on the side of Alliance. That did help PA finish up her BKB now. 19-minute Battlefield BKB. They can defend Roshan now and also have this PA involved in the engagements.
Yeah, they're ready to go. They've got this BKB coming out on the courier now for the Phantom Assassin. Oh, and a nice little neutral item as well to give us some lifesteal, which it didn't previously have. Thank you very much, Vampire Fangs. PA loves that item. And now they are feeling fighting fit. Shame about that coil in the last fight. Lim tried to grab it on the Phoenix just as Save Icarus dived away. Didn't quite land it in time. And therefore the coil gets wasted and there's no more defense possible because they were already lacking the exorcisms. They needed a nice coil to get themselves a kill. Nevertheless, Alliance,
yeah,
still in a good place.
Could have been nice if that coil did land on the Phoenix there.
Yeah.
Would have forced out a supernova probably.
At the very least. But now they really start to take over the map. They go into the enemy triangle, pushing down the tier 1 tower. The last one left alive, the side of Virtus.pro, is going to probably be taken by Alliance. The counter-aggression comes out from VP though. DM Epileptic Kid pushing down the same mirroring tier 1. Hanskin's already in the neighborhood though. He might be thinking of popping something here.
Alliance, he wants to catch them on their way out, but VP just too quick and moving back together as a team. Hanskin hooks in here, it would be very awkward. They do see FNG though. VP, they're like, that's the one we want.
Radiant are scanning. Radiant's top tower is
An
under
icy
attack.
silence on the map as the killing has kind of stopped, and both teams are trying to work around each other. No one wants to be the one to make that big misstep. Baby is farming at the same time, as is the Sven. He's going to have his own BKB finish now. I kind of feel like Alliance should have tried to take that fight whilst the Sven was BKB-less and the PA had hers. Could have been a big advantage, but they didn't find anything. And so the game will continue to jump ahead, but still a bit of a gold advantage for Alliance. Do you feel like they're in a good position right now?
On Alliance, yes. On VP, I think they're feeling a little bit uncomfortable at the moment. Because I'm not sure if they faced this much of a resistance whenever they play with Sven. But they do have the BKB now, so this is another timing.
Hanskin's going to interrupt though. He's going to pop the cogs. This is a slightly awkward engagement from VP as they can't get off that arena straight away. Hanskin might just be sacrificed. Alliance, what do they want to do here? Throw him with a blinding light. Arena comes down. They're throwing so much onto this clockwork and they will get Hanskin. Meanwhile, S4 jumps in with the BKB, popping those Spirit Siphons. The Supernova's going to go uncontested. GA's going to come down, but that Ignis Fata's holding back along with the coil, stopping VP from coming forwards, but now they get on top of the Connor. Connor gets torn ahead. Now S4 on the run, getting run down with the silence. No survival for her. Read that Alliance, they are going to lose this one. And Nico Baby's actually in this engagement. Uh-oh. Can blink across the limp in just a second. Should be okay. But still a really bad fight from Alliance there. They kind of weren't quite sure if they wanted to really make it happen. Taking the 4-on-2, which eventually turned into a 5-on-5. But again, just not quite going their way in the end. What was the downfall of Alliance in that one?
I think they just hesitated. They saw that Arena was dropped, Sven popped his spells, and they just wanted to sacrifice Clockwork. But S4 had another idea. He felt like he was really strong with his Exo and the BKB. So all of a sudden, Alliance is like, wait, are we backing? Are we fighting? And then S4 goes in. They have to follow up. They have to help him out. He's a big boy in this game and ended up being not the right call, fighting into a Supernova. Alliance were already thinking about getting out of there. If they just gave away the Clockwork, and got out, I think Alliance would have had a chance to take Roshan right after that when the Clockwork was alive. And take a better fight against VP. But I think this is the way VP plays, you know, they get their timings, they force something, and it makes you think, do we fight? Do we not fight? You know, and they just take advantage of those errors coming out from the enemy team. And now they're starting to build up some momentum. Alliance is a little bit up on gold, but Epileptic Kid, he's feeling really good now. Going for a Hyperstone next. Interesting. Is that an AC coming up? Get some armor against this Phantom Assassin, possibly?
Definitely. Yeah, armor into the Phantom Assassin and into the DP as well. Really important in this game, I think. I like that pickup a lot. And they're immediately going to get the silence onto the puck. No follow-up, though. They're not really committing very hard to this one. They don't really want to fight up into the high ground when they don't have that vision already down. So they are going to respect Alliance and look for something else.
Alliance is very fortunate that this Roshan was not taken by BP already, so they're still got that opportunity to fight over there. Desolator on PA now.
Going down, they get the ward on the high ground, which means they can follow through with this arena. Where did they go? Alliance heroes just get swept off the map. This is a terrible engagement for Alliance as Virtus.pro take down 4 instantaneously. Oh no, the hook shot missing, cutting through everybody, and then just setting themselves up for the easiest arena into Svencleave, into Supernova. They really had nothing to do with that Alliance, and they really tried to push hard to make that fight work, but unfortunately it was doomed from the start, and now Roshan is going to be their reward.
That was the double stun too, right? Like, S4 just can't afford to get disabled like that, because he's just going to get chain stun. He's got to get that EXO and the BKB off. On top of that, when Nico Baby, he blinked onto the Omni Knight, tried to kill the egg with that attack seed, but he didn't click BKB, so he got instantly Yuled.
Oh no.
And got stunned as soon as he came back down.
Oh,
maybe if he killed the egg there, he could have got away, but also dying too. And now they get the Roshan on BP. The game suddenly looks so incredibly hard for Alliance now.
Symphony of subpar BKB usages from Alliance really cost them heavily in their second big team fight of the game. Losing 2 back-to-back, it makes this game incredibly difficult for them to come back into it. They do have Nico Baby PA, which is always something you got to consider, but now the hookshot landing onto the Phoenix. They just want to get this easy kill, and maybe chain it into something else in the Sven. Well, I mean, this guy has an Aegis. Probably not the guy you want to be committing to right now. They realize that. They'll just blast him off with some cogs and move on with life.
VP is also not interested in fighting right now. They got 10 seconds left on the Gaussian. Like, you know, this team, they're always going to wait for their cooldowns before they take these engagements. But now that it's up, and he's like 100 gold from Playmill, they might just finish that and start running at Alliance once again.
Yeah, and these Supernovas have been completely unstoppable inside these team fights as well. With the arena and with the Sven, it's just too much damage, too much control, and too much kind of AoE to just run in and attack the egg together. Like, you will just get comboed up and die on all your heroes if you try and do that. So the Supernovas really are free this game.
Not only that, Phantom Assassin is not very happy hitting the egg either. So you don't have the option to even be able to kill it unless Save decides to just go in Rambo style and dying to like 5 heroes hitting his egg.
Yeah, and that's not going to happen.
Yeah, definitely not. As we say that, no man. Yeah.
This has been happening a lot recently. Yeah. Epileptic Kid running onto the high ground once again, looking for a target. Sees Limp. Limp blinks away. Nico Baby as well, just use the blur. He has been pinged out by Save though, saying, "Look, this PA is nearby. It's 13 seconds. There's no creep camp there." She took it, but unfortunately, investigations can only carry them so far. S4 actually initiating onto Epileptic Kid here. Now, this is a guy with an Aegis and a BKB. Meanwhile, they're going to drop the backlines with the Puck. Puck, though, immediately going to get speared up to a tree. Sonic Wave going to cut through as well. Limp almost losing his life. Burrows down the heels, but Andy really comes down. Hanskid's probably going to be the one to die here. The Puck is able to get himself... Oh, no, he dies and then bites back to the tower. Immediate buyback. Now they go in with the Ignis Fighters, trying to plant the Mars as quickly as possible, but the save comes in once more from Ilias, just keeping his heroes alive, using all his heals onto the Mars. Now the PH is getting completely cut as the Supernova comes down as well. They're trying to reset on Alliance, get themselves back. 2 buybacks though. They need to make this fight happen, but they can't find the pickoffs. They don't have the hook shots, they don't have the cap, they don't have a coil either. They jump in though with the silence and trying to take those front lines, using his Aegis to buy a team some space, but Nico Baby just jumps straight past him, takes down Ilias, and now just trying to fight into GPK. GPK, they're surprisingly tanky as they take down the Sven for the first time. He's going back to life. It's this buyback out from the Omni Knight as they back themselves way on Virtus.pro. A really costly fight from Alliance, and it's really difficult to say they come out with the win there. Yes, they take down the Aegis. Yes, Nico Baby gets himself a kill or two, but still, the buybacks from Alliance, it's just not enough for them.
Yeah, they got 1 kill onto the Omni Knight, and he bought out. Maybe if they kill him again, that's when it's really worth it for Alliance.
Yeah.
But yeah, Limp buying back there too. Not gonna feel too good about that. Hanskin, same thing. They just keep kiting so well, actually on both sides, honestly. Like Alliance, they got away from that supernova, came back in, tried to make the best of the situation, but it just wasn't enough.
Now Hanskin getting bullied, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
He's not getting
Not
out of this
Hanskin.
one. The purification will finish the job.
Yeah. That's 70 seconds. He's gone for, and this is gonna be tier 2 tower dead for Alliance most likely if Epileptic Kid just decides to push this all the way in.
Man, this clock. He had dreams of Ags, and I believe he had like 1,200-ish gold towards it earlier on. But a couple of bad
Still
fights.
at the same place.
And yeah.
He had to buy it back, so very unfortunate. Also, did you see how many gold heroes there were in the last fight?
How many
Everyone
gold
was just
heroes?
BKB'd.
Oh, right,
BKB'd. They were all just BKB'd in one engagement. I'm like, wow,
Oh, yeah.
that looks really scary.
Yeah, everyone's just dropping in with the BKBs, and anyone who's not BKB'd is going to get heavily graced up by Ilias. Like, these heroes just aren't falling. That is the problem. No one is dying.
It's the Will-O-Wisp. The Will-O-Wisp is like pretty much forcing all of VP's heroes to like click the BKBs right away too
Yeah.
in the fights.
Look where FNG's farming currently as well. He's just making some stacks in enemy jungle, farming them up with his Illuminate. Getting some money anyway, knows how.
I mean, he's got good items. Glimmer Cape, Mech. It's a pretty big position 5. Actually ahead of his position 4 Clockwork. Split pushing, buying some time for his allies.
I'm sure Coddle Lags is going to receive a change in the next patch, because current Coddle Lags is a little bit poo.
Oh, it's like, what, the worst axe, right? It's
Probably.
really bad.
Probably. It's really not good. I would say Terrorblade's Ags is better than Cottle's Ags.
Oh, definitely. Terrorblade Axe is a beast in the late game.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll see something cool coming for Coddle, but not right now. Probably not going to be buying that item. He's actually going for a Solar Crash, just wants to buff up his PA a little bit further. Thought that would be the Nature's Prophet's, the Death Prophet's job, but she's instead going for the Shiva's Guard. I like that item in this game. Does seem very strong. Still a way off though.
It's very nice. You need the armor. You're playing as DP and you're playing as Mars and Sven. S4 was having a pretty good game, but just a couple of bad engagements has really put him back. Even the Queen of Pain has overtaken the Death Prophet by a lot now too. Pretty much an entire big item. And GPK going for MKB next. Wants to be a Phantom Assassin killer as well in this game.
Yeah, but Alliance are doing a really good job right now of just kind
No.
of pushing out the side lanes and being very annoying. What's wrong, sweetheart?
Check Epileptic Kid. I did not click him for a little bit, like 2 or 3 minutes, I think, and look what he's got. An entire MKB complete.
Finished off that AC a little while ago, now whips out an MKB from nowhere. Yeah, he's just pulling items out of somewhere we don't really want to know about. It's terrifying. And now the PA is going to have to deal with that.
Exactly. She's going to be extremely... She was already scared to jump into the fight, even though she had a BKB, right? She couldn't find the angles to be able to blink in. And now, there's an MKB on the Sven. Not only that, these supports from Virtus.pro are very hard for Nico Baby to deal with. Omni Knight has a Ghost Scepter. Every time he gets daggered, he instantly pops the Ghost Scepter. And then Save has Yule's 2600 HP, can just pop that Supernova. He doesn't have any good targets to go on for Nico Baby.
Indubitably. Tis not quite the situation you want to find yourself in. Satanic might help. Unfortunately, when the crits come in, sometimes you just can't catch the damage from the Sven, not the crits, but just the straight up damage that he's got here with these items. It's very difficult to return the hits in time. Hopefully, PA will be able to survive these engagements, but I don't know, man. It's feeling difficult. And VP have shown absolutely no hesitation in just jumping in and blowing up these heroes. When they commit to a fight, they go for it. Alliance have not been showing anywhere near the same amount of commitment to the engagement. So I think that's probably would be their biggest downfall in this fight. We've seen a few times where they've just like held back on 1 or 2 seconds, and that's what's cost it for them. But now this is decisive. They're smoked up as 5. They're going for the wraparound into the triangle. Virtus.pro, they're hyper aware of this though. They're in the area. Let's see what happens. Nico Baby, he's going to be revealed. Throws a dagger immediately in towards, but the arena comes down, controlling up Hanskin. Supernova very far back, but on the high ground, so they can't really fight into this. And now the heroes are getting blown up. GPK comes forward with the Shiva's Carbon Scream as well. Hanskin and FNG are already dead. They're trying to still fight up into them, and they have actually killed the Sven. Now GPK is going to be the next target. Nico Baby with the BKB ain't nothing to mess around with. He jumps on top of Ilias. Ilias going to pop the GA to try and get himself out of this one. But, I mean, the Sven going down is just such a big deal. That was a puck axe coming down. He was not ready. And now, well, the buyback from Epileptic Kid. Uh-oh, Nico Baby's in some trouble. He needs to get the Blink Strike up onto the high ground, but gets pinned to a tree and killed off instead. The buyback from the Sven, it gets him the kill onto the PA. Maybe they can get S4 as well with her spider legs. She's a quick little lady. Follow the ghosts, CM. Follow the ghosts. I'll tell you where to go, but it doesn't look like anybody else is looking to chase down S4, so I don't think this is going to result in a kill. But wow, what a crazy fight. I did not expect the Sven to want to buy back there, but he did. He gets them a kill onto PA, sure, but now there's a bit of a opportunity for Alliance to take the next engagement.
If they get the Roshan, then it's completely fine that the Sven bought back there, right? He's got pretty much, full items for the time being anyway. He just needs Aegis, and it's going to be up very soon. Alliance, that was an incredible fight. That snap from the Sven and Omni Knight not being close enough to be able to get that Guardian Angel off onto the Sven. Like, he takes a lot of damage of the Phantom Assassin plus the Death Prophet ultimate, the Exorcism. So he has to be a little bit careful not letting himself get snapped with that Dream Coil.
Yeah, I mean, that was a reveal, so you can kind of forgive him for falling to it once, but next engagement, they're going to be aware of it, and now Roshan is being taken. Oh, no. You can't let this go, Alliance, but at the same time, without their PA, it's very difficult for them to actually contest it, but they're going for it. They're going for it. They've got the Ignis Fadas, they've got the rockets as well.
He's going to have to hook shot in right now.
No, there's no way, there's no way.
DM is blocking this.
Yeah. DM and Save just swooping around, just making sure.
Remember the days when hookshot into stealing Aegis and stuff was a thing? Nowadays, everybody knows it's coming. They like literally surround that pit, not let the Clockwork even get close to hitting the target inside.
They know what's going on. Poor old Clock. There was a time. There was a time. There is one play you can make though when you have the Ags is to refresh it, so you deliberately hookshot onto one of the heroes defending it, just to jump to the other side and then hookshot in again. It's pretty advanced. Don't see it very often, but it has happened. Meanwhile, Alliance, they're actually trying to hold this high ground. They're going to go for this fight. Hello, the S4 popping the Exorcism, committing pretty hard to this. Hookshot again, missing. Oh no, and now the arena comes down, just controlling up the Clockwork. They don't want to miss engage. They're going to try and take down the Supernova. It's one hit. They won't do it. Oh no, they've lost Nico Baby. They're going to lose S4 as well. Talk about it, FNG. He's trying to run himself away. Not going to happen. Oh, they couldn't kill the egg. Epileptic Kid gets in, cleaves through these heroes, and now they're running up the high ground with an Aegis. Alliance, they might have made their last play here. It was so close to working, so close to bringing down that Supernova, but then the Sven come through with the big damage, and that's it.
That's double MKBs, Nomad, Queen of Pain, and Sven. This Phantom Assassin needs to be killing one of them and not the egg.
Yeah. They really do. I mean, we talked about it before. This egg is just a huge bait. If you go and try and kill it, there's way too much AoE damage on GPK and Epileptic Kid for you to actually do it successfully without losing all your health. And they couldn't even finish the job. Tragic.
40 seconds on PA. I'm not sure they're going to stop here. They don't have the God Strength. That's why they're going back. They're playing it very slow right now on VP. Or not slow, but safe. Because they know PA could potentially have a buyback. We know she doesn't, but they don't know that.
Yeah, a little bit surprising to me still. They did have creeps coming onto the high ground, but just erring on the side of caution.
Yeah, this is the safe play for sure. I mean, you got the game down. Oh, Mr. DM, is he? Oh, he's gonna lose his gem. Oh no, he gets it.
All's well, all's well. FNG trying to make some plays, but unfortunately it didn't quite work out.
That was pretty funny, actually. If he actually got the gem and somehow got away from there, that would have been cool. But when you drop the gem, it provides like vision, right?
Yes.
So he saw FNG like on top of the gem, and that's why he was able to get that Yos off.
Yeah. Pretty clowny though.
Close one.
Now without their Ignis Varus, this could be a pretty tricky high ground defense, Steven.
That's a dieback from Carl. So maybe wasn't the coolest play dying. That's for sure. They got the Gosh Strand too.
Yeah.
He has an Abyssal Blade on the Sven too.
Little hesitation. And again, if you're going to land a hook shot, now's the time to do it. But they want to wait. They want to try and wait it out. 25 seconds. They've got a bit of harassment. They've got a fortification, which is now over. And GPK going to jump in, looking straight forward onto Limp. Supernova coming down nice and deep here as they take down one. And the Pug's going to use himself into the air. But when he comes back down, he's going to get murderized. There is a buyback available. Puck's going to use it. It's going to be a 4-on-5. Oh, they're actually having to run into this before the cobble's even up. S4 trying to make something happen, just running around with these ghosts. But now GPK jumps in with that 25 talent. But Nico Baby looking for the response. Cheese out from GPK. Keeps him alive. The Mega Creeps have been gotten. Now can Alliance find anything from this? Dual Yules coming out as they take down FNG on the side. He comes back to life, does get off to the Ignis Varus. Sven tries to take it down, but it's just going to get controlled up by it. Nico Baby, he needs to commit to this because they're facing Megas now, but they just don't feel like they have the manpower. They want to try and wait out the clock, maybe. But, I mean, they've been megged here. It seems so unlikely that they're actually going to be able to hold on for this one. They will try for one final fight, perhaps, or they might just let VP relieve. And, yeah, it looks like that's going to be the call. Oh dear.
Try to hold off for Megas. And Nico Baby needs to make his way into a Rapier, hopefully. He's switching up his quick buy right now.
I mean, even for Nico Baby, I feel like his chances are slim. %1 chance, says Daddy Gabe. The 1% comeback. Well, I think I'd agree with that. I think 1% seems likely.
Quite generous.
Are you getting into decimals?
We might have to,
0.3%.
looking at this game. Well, you get the PA factor. That's the one thing they got, right? The PA factor. But this game will take another 30 minutes if Alliance have a shot at winning this. So.
Yes, VP have to mess up spectacularly, I'd say, to not win this game. Or Alliance makes some absolutely crazy plays. Let's see.
Smoke up. They need to win this fight. Guaranteed.
Yeah, just throwing some daggers across. Warcry to kind of counter off the damage. Now swoop in with the Hex onto the ditch. In their Death Prophet, they hook shot in, but it's not enough to keep her alive. They'll take it down. These golden heroes smashing through everybody that comes their way. They do have a buyback on Hanskin. He's going to try and do something here, but Nico Baby jumps in the engagement. He has popped that Satanic, trying to keep himself alive. Can he out DPS and Sven? No, he cannot. Sven is too damn big, and DVP are too damn strong. They'll take down everybody on the side of Alliance and claim that GG. Prize it from their cold, dead lips. Game number 1, it goes the way of Virtus.pro. It looked so close. Alliance, they looked like they were doing great, but then the moment they start team fighting, Virtus.pro remind everybody why they were the finalists of the last big event, because these guys, they do not mess around when it comes to these engagements. This Phoenix-Mars combination looked absolutely brutal. Epileptic Kid running around doing whatever he liked. GPK as well, just all the damage in the world. Virtus.pro really did just smash down Alliance once they started fighting in this game. And yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like Carl had a good laning phase. S4 had a good laning phase.
He did.
But couldn't really transform that into any kind of pressure in the team fights in the mid game.
That's what VP does. They, when they get their item timings, they're so quick. They finish one big item on this carry, and Epileptic is like, we're smoking right now. Or he'll tell his team 5 seconds or 20 seconds earlier, like, we're smoking as soon as I finish this. Everyone groups up. They instantly smoke as soon as they pick up the item from the courier. They run at you. They force these mistakes because